Hello everyone, today we're making this beautiful Celtic pendant with 6 petals. Let's begin. I have made a copper one and now I'm going to show you how to make one using a jig. Cut 1 meter or 100 centimeters of silver aluminium wire. I know you say aluminum and we say aluminium, but never mind. Wrap the loops. You have 6 little pegs and they're 1 centimeter apart. So you're going to wrap 6 loops, and the jig does help to keep all the distances equal and even. I will also show you at the end of the video how to make the copper one as well. So that's waiting for us as well. Now you're going to take those loops off the jig and bend it into a hexagonal shape and joining the tail wire to the first loop. Make sure all your distances are equal, and then you will have a nice even look to your finished pendant. Now your tail, long tail, goes around the first loop. So wrapping around the back of the shoulders of the loop, go to your next loop, around the back shoulders to the front, and work your way around the shape. Keep winding the wire evenly as well. You don't want some that are pulled tighter than others. Just a nice even wrap. Now you're at the beginning again, and you're going to do the next layer. And make sure that the wires sit next to each other, not on top of each other. I'm going to join in another length here. So I've used 2 lengths of 50 centimeters, which is easier to handle, and the join isn't noticeable. There we go now. I've added in another 50 centimeters, and just keep winding and laying that wire evenly behind the loop and then around it, but always next to the last one, never on top of the last wire. These pendants are great fun to make, and you can make very tiny dainty ones or larger ones with thicker wire. It's just up to you and how easy you find it to handle that thickness of wire. I've made this quite large, but you can make a very tiny one as well. So you're going to end up with at least 4 or 5 wraps around each loop, and just tuck your final tail to the back and curl it under so that it is nice and secure. You see now it almost makes a little basket shape. It's a very fascinating technique, and I love making these. Now you just take your pliers and tidy up the loops, make sure everything is secure, and I just work my way around it and bend all the little loops a little bit backwards so that the wire can't come off. Now you're going to take a piece of wire and put on a few pretty beads. That piece of wire is then threaded onto the front, top and lower end of that gap. That gap is perfect for a pretty stone or bead. And then securing that wire, wrap it around a few times so that it can't move and it's nice and centered. Finish off the ends. I twist them round at the back and then curl them up into a little hidden away loop that no one can see. And isn't that pretty? I just love this, and it looks so nice on a silver chain. It's beautiful. And now I'm going to show you how I made the copper one as well, so stick with me. Now this one I haven't used a jig. I have measured out 1 inch lengths or marked it on the wire to get my loops even, because if the loops are uneven, the whole thing will be thrown out. Okay, now I'm just eyeballing and doing this by hand and making the loops without a jig. You can do it, it works. Just takes a little bit of looking at it and measuring, and I'm also making 6 loops here. So there we have it. Now we're going to bend it around into the hexagonal shape, and I'm just going to set this with the hammer. I'm just going to hammer each little loop to set it, because this is a bit of a thicker wire, well, stronger, not thicker, and it's copper. Now with the tail, I'm going to start winding around the shoulders, each loop once, and you work your way around that hexagonal shape, going loop by loop, and then on to the next row. And you just keep working around the rows. Now we're going to put in some pretty turquoise howlite beads, or you can put anything you like into this gap. These would also make really pretty earrings. So there's a lot you can do with this technique. Thank you for watching almost to the end, but most of all, please take great care of yourself. You are very special. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye.